Good morning, community. It is RJ. It is Tuesday, so it is time for the Tuesday Trivia Recap. All right, so yeah, I screwed up. Woke up Monday morning and I thought to myself, wait a second, I never did my Sunday Trivia Recap. Oh no, whatever will I do? Well, I'll just do it today. Let's be honest with you, it's not that crazy. I'm sure some of you were questioning. Interestingly, nobody sent me an email, said, hey, what happened to the Sunday Trivia Recap? I guess you guys are all busy with life too. That's what the problem is, so. Anyway, we're here now, so let's do it, all right? So, all about managers this week. Monday's question, who was the last manager of the Philadelphia Athletics? The Athletics left Philadelphia in 1954. That was their last year in Philly, and they moved to Kansas City to start the 1955 season. The last man in charge was Eddie Joost. This is a card from 1998. The Philadelphia Athletic Society's all-time Philadelphia A's set, produced specifically by the Philadelphia Athletics Historical Society, which at one time was based in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I misspoke. Hatboro, Pennsylvania. They had a storefront there for a long time. It's no longer there. I don't know where the society members meet anymore, if they do. But this is a card from that set. That's Eddie Joost, last manager of the Philadelphia Athletics, which we're playing for. Again, I was clearing out some cards I got in the mystery box that were not part of what I collect. I'm just going to show them. I don't know anything about these cards, but they're coming your way if you hit. The individuals up on the screen here were kind enough to throw out a guess for this one. Pretty much everybody got it right. Everybody's a normal, regular to my channel, 12 of you up there. We will shuffle once and spin. You must hit 3 times in order to win on my channel. Again, I do that for 2 reasons. One is not so many people enter, so I have the ability to do it multiple rounds. And I always disliked getting involved in a contest with 100 people having one spin and being out after just one spin, but you kind of have to do that when you got hundreds of people. I can draw out the suspense just a little longer, so here we go. Good luck to everybody on this one. So, I already did Monday's video. Hope you all saw that. I do have one thing I'm interested in doing on Friday's video. I saw that the president, that being John Mangini, is putting out a contest video in light of his new presidency. He's asking for ideas on what would be a good thing to do as a hobby president. What would be something we would advocate for? I don't want to spoil it, but I do have something I want to, go over. Or I shouldn't say go over, something I want to recommend to him. And it's to be done by video. So doing a VR is what I'm doing. So I was thinking also about the Hall of Fame elections. So the Veterans Committee coming up. A lot of people have been talking about which of the veteran era, the golden, is it classic era? I'll just say the golden era committee had, I think it was like 8 people they had recommended, 2 Negro League stars, and I believe 6 former players. Some of the bigger names, Dave Parker, Dick Allen, Louis Tiant, Ken Boyer, Steve Garvey, then the 2 Negro Leaguers, John Donaldson, and I apologize, I can't remember the last guy's name. The more I thought about it, who I would vote for, A lot of good discussion, a lot of good options, a lot of good recommendations. I would say this, though. Being a Philadelphia partisan, Dick Allen, I think certainly deserves to be in there regardless of partisan favor. His numbers are just stellar. I think somebody told me that from the era from 64 to 74, was it, oh, take a pause, that's 3 hits for Jesse, Bears baseball cards. Jesse, you're going to be getting these 2 awesome cards. Obviously, I'm a little late with this because I just do it on Tuesday. But anyway, that's that. Wednesday's question, I talked about the St. Louis Browns. St. Louis Browns left St. Louis following the 1953 season and moved to Baltimore to become the Orioles. Now, I said, who was the last manager of the St. Louis Browns? The answer, one Marty Marion. This is Marty Marion's 1979 Topps TCMA Stars of the 50s card. Marty Marion. Does not mention him as the last manager of the St. Louis Browns, but he was. That was the answer to the question, when you're playing for, again, 2 cards that just don't fit into my collection. Again, I'm not going to explain what they are. You can go back to the that day's Wednesday's video and see what it was all about, but I'm just going to show them here. That's what you're playing for. And again, we're going on to Wednesday. The individuals up here on the screen were kind enough to throw out a guess. Jesse, you are out. You can only win once a week on my channel. For the rest of you, we will shuffle once and spin. Good luck to everybody on this one. So yeah, I was saying, somebody had the great statistic that said, and I'm going to get it wrong, it was something like his offensive production. There was some metric that this person quoted, and he had, by whatever metric Dick Allen was rated for, he had the highest like offensive production, like most total bases or something. It was something like that for that 10-year period. And this person noted that included Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, can't really say Mickey Mantle because he wasn't fully in that era, but certainly Al Kaline, Willie Stargell, you know, a host of other players. And Dick Allen had the highest statistic of all those, higher than all those other players on that particular offensive metric, and I thought that was fascinating. It was the highest of any. Let me see. He was number 1, and the rest of the top 10, other than him, they were all in the Hall of Fame. Again, it's another example of why, you know, there's no reason Dick Allen shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. There just isn't. And hopefully that will be rectified shortly. The announcement of the era committee will be made live on on MLB Network on December the 8th. Pause there. So that is 3 for Pastor Ken. Pastor Ken, sir, and congrats to you. I hope you enjoy all sports. I am certainly, like I said, a baseball-only individual, so that one just does not fit in my collection. Moving on to Friday, similar to before, a little bit different. I said, who is the only? Which person was the only manager ever of the Seattle Pilots in 1969? I heard something to the effect that, what was it? I don't remember exactly what it was. They were not going to do 2 expansion leagues. I mean, they expanded in both the American and National League in '69, but they weren't going to. And someone suggested that the Kansas City Royals really pushed it to get in there, and for some reason Kansas City ended up doing better than Seattle. I don't know the whole story. There was some kind of backstory as to why the Mariners only survived that single season in Seattle. Anyway, the answer to the only manager, Joe Schultz. This is an awesome card from 1989. This is the 1989 Pacific Baseball Legends card of Joe Schultz. This is Series 2. Came out in 89. And again, the Pacific Legends set has several players pictured in the Seattle Pilots uniforms. I think that's fantastic. There's actually one of Lou Piniella, who was on the Seattle Pilots in that year. So Joe Schultz is the answer. Had lots of interesting answers. Actually, pretty much everybody got that one, but the Marty Marion one, and let's take a step back. Marty Marion, there's a lot of weird answers to the final manager of the Browns. Anyway, on that one, what you're playing for is this awesome Tom Selleck card. This is an Upper Deck SP card, SP number 4. This is from the 1993. If you look at, no, it does say, yeah, 1992. That logo is 1992. This is from the high numbered series of 1992 Upper Deck, the Mr. Baseball card, Tom Selleck. That's what you're playing for on that one. Again, the individuals up here on the screen were kind enough to throw out a guess. Once again, Bears baseball cards is out. Pastor Ken, you are out because, again, you can only win once a week on my channel. That leaves 9 left behind. And again, everybody's a regular to my channel, so I will shuffle once and spin. Good luck to everybody on this one. But I was saying, so that's the Veterans Committee is going to vote soon. My particular belief, like I said, Dick Allen should be in. The only other player I think that should be in. I mean, you can make all the talk you want about the other players, why they're worthy, why they're not worthy, whatever. I think really the only other one that should be in is Dave Parker. Dave Parker was a legendary performer for many years during the peak of his career. The mid-70s to early 80s, Dave Parker was just, unstoppable, and everybody knew it. So I believe both Dick Allen and Dave Parker will get in. The other person I believe will get in, I believe that they will vote in one of the 2 Negro Leaguers. I don't know much about the 2 Negro Leaguers. They're not names I had ever heard of. But then again, back in 2006, when they put in a whole bunch of Negro Leaguers, most of them were not ones I had ever heard of. But I believe John Donaldson is going to be put in as well. That's just my gut feeling. We will find out on December the 8th who is right, what the actual vote is. Somebody suggested that they think they only vote in 1 or 2 a year. That's wrong, because a couple years ago, they voted in several, because I know that Buck O'Neil got in the same time as Bud Fowler and a couple other. There was like 3 or 4. No, I think there was like close to 6 that got in by the Veterans Committee a couple of years ago. So it is not unheard of for the Veterans Committee to vote in multiple players. So the person who said they only expected 1, that's misleading, I'm afraid to say. A lot of people with 2 now. I think we're going to get close to giving away that card. So we'll see here. And that is Robert Springs. Robert, is that 3 for you? It is 3 for you, Robert. All right. So Robert Springs, Robert, you get this one. All right, that's all I have for you today. Apologies once again for missing my trivia recap on Sunday. Just means you have less time to wait for the joy of receiving free stuff from me. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Appreciate all your support. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support everybody else in this great card community, all right? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we get more trivia and prizes for that day. Then we have Friday, and then, Lord willing, I'll be available to actually do a Sunday trivia recap this coming week. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.